Good time of the day, dear readers of the Dallas Telegraph newspaper. Today we are talking about stolen identity, and our expert is Tim Robinson. He is a partner of Robinson Kardonsky Law Office. Tim, the first question would be, what stolen identity means?
Well, stolen identity is anytime someone takes either a driver's license number, your address, credit card information, a social security number, any sort of identifying information, and uses it for their own purposes.
And how do I know that my identity is stolen?
Well, there's a couple of ways that you can tell if your identity is stolen. First of all, you should be doing an annual credit report, requesting an annual credit report once a year to see if anybody has defaulted on any sort of taken out a loan in your name or taken out a credit card in your name and has defaulted on that, because the credit card company and the banks will report that to the credit reporting agencies, and you can be able to tell it that way. The second way is if you receive collection calls from somebody saying that you owe money that you did not borrow. You will also receive collection letters from people, from loan companies, credit card companies, saying that you didn't make your payment. Obviously, a credit card that you didn't take out. Those are some of the ways that you can tell that your identity has been stolen.
What if I discover that my identity is stolen? Do I need to call the police immediately? What should I do?
Okay. The first thing that you should do, it depends on how you find out your identity is stolen. For instance, if you have an unauthorized charge on your credit or debit card, one thing that you will need to do is contact your bank or credit card company immediately. Let them know that you did not make that charge. You will contact the fraud department of the bank or credit card company and report that to them and let them
know. Should I do anything if my ID or credit cards are stolen or misplaced, but my account don't show any problems and I simply don't know that my identity is stolen?
Well, one of the preventative steps that you can do is contact your bank and credit card companies. Any sort of credit card or debit card that's lost, contact them and have them issue you a new debit card. Cancel the ones that you lost and send you a new one. It may be some sort of an inconvenience for you, but it keeps somebody from charging something to your card.
Is it dangerous if I simply do not remember where is my social security?
Well, sometimes people lose their social security card and people don't find it. It's not something that you first of all, it's not something that you should carry around with you. You should keep it at your home in a safe location to make sure that it doesn't fall out of your pocket. And if for some reason you lose your social security card, the first thing to do is be very mindful. Be sure to keep checking your credit history and your bank statements. Look at them very closely to see if anything has happened to your identity. Unfortunately, when you lose a social security card, what you need to protect is the actual number itself. Because the number doesn't change. There's no way to go out and change your social security number. So the best way to defend against that is just be mindful and watch your credit history and your credit card statements.
Tim, you just mentioned that social security card actual number is not changeable, and my question is, do I need to request Social Security Administration to issue me a new social security number, or it's no way that just for change?
Correct. Your social security number will not change, but you can contact the Social Security Administration and receive a new card if you indeed lose it, because there are some things that you will need the card for to prove that you are who you say you are.
But just card, not number. No matter what, number never will be changed, right?
The number does not change.
It's belonged to me all my life, right?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you so much for this answer. And on On one of the government websites, this is the next question, I remember reading that I need to contact IRS if my identity is stolen. What does it mean?
Well, what that means is they want the government agencies that deal with your identity, that deal with your social security number, put them on notice as to that there may be potential problems in the future. That way, if for some reason the IRS audits you, you have a paper trail that shows that you've notified them of this, and that way, once you're audited, it makes the audit process go much more smoothly.
Will it affect my credit tax report?
It could. I mean, if someone takes out a loan in your name or uses your identity to obtain a job,
Sure.
those and of course the employer who employs this person who stole your identity doesn't know that the identity is incorrect, and so they'll report that information to the IRS, and there may be additional income or additional deductions that you don't qualify for or you didn't receive.
It's very interesting. What is fraud change mail address and how dangerous it can be? We discussed this issue before the interview, but our readers should know about.
Well, if someone changes your address, which means they go to the post office and do a change of address form. Typically, the person at the post office is going to request documentation to show that they are who they say they are. Of course, if your identity has been stolen, that's going to be a lot easier to do, easier for them to show your identity to the post office. How you would find out about that is if you stop receiving your regular mail. If you stop receiving, for example, receive a phone bill or an electric bill every month, and you stop receiving those, one of the things that you might want to do is contact the post office and see if your mail has been forwarded.
Tim, what other subjects should be covered in the future in our interviews?
Well, there are a lot of areas of law that are very important and for the Russian community. Most of the Russian community is an immigrant community.
Russian-speaking community.
Yes, Russian-speaking community, absolutely. And people come to the United States to start a business, and a lot of the times there are a lot of legal steps that need to be taken in order to protect yourself that you may not be aware of. And so, definitely, I think for Russian-speaking people, learning how to set up their business properly, or even to close their business properly, is very important.
What about wills?
A will is also very important.
We don't have such a animal back in home.
Right. You either have when you pass away, you will either your property will be distributed either how the government wants your property distributed, or how you say you want it distributed. And in order for your property to be distributed the way you want it to, you will need a will.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tim. Thank you so much, the Dallas Telegraph readers. It was Tim Robertson, our expert attorney from Robertson Kardonsky Law Office. And next time we will discuss topic about will.